So perhaps you've just signed up for a Dance Studio Manager and you're on a screen that looks something like this, and you ask yourself, what do I do now? Well, let's go through what I would recommend you do to get started. Most likely, you're going to want to set up some classes. So before we do that, let's just get a quick overview here. Now, if I click on this classes tab, which I did, and I click on add new, these are the fields that we'll have to fill out. But before we do that, we might want to look at what's contained in these drop-down menus, the genre, level, program, and location, because you might need to customize these to fit your studio. So let's look real quick at how to do that. And really the first place we'll start then is in the categories, settings, categories. So I'll go there now, and you'll see this second blue button here allows us to choose which categories we want to change. So maybe under genre, maybe I don't really have a fierce cheer class in my school, and I would rather change it to something else, like what do we have? Jazz boot camp. I don't know. And so I'll save that. And maybe also we don't need to have this LA style salsa class. Salsa is cool, but right now we're not offering it, so we'll delete that. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to change around the options. Maybe if I were going to do the locations, I might delete one of these locations and then just have put the name of my city, or you could do room A and room B if you have two different rooms and you want to differentiate them. The levels, schools use them in different ways. Sometimes people actually use the levels for age groups. They might do, tiny tots and so forth like that. And then the programs, often those are used for maybe like you have children and adult, or you may have some drop-in classes, you may have some camps, you may have some recital classes. So you can differentiate those. Could talk about it later, but when you're going to be selling these things online in the online client, the programs are often used to separate everything into tabs. So like you can click on adult and see the adult classes. You can click on kids, see the kids classes, that sort of thing. Okay, so with all that said, we'll go back now and create a class. Oh, I forgot one thing though. There's one more thing, the seasons. So I've already done it, but more than likely what you'll want to do is create a new season. I've got some seasons in here, but if I were adding one, I'm not going to right now, but if I were, I might give it like 2019, 2020 school year, and then give it a date range of like September to June. Visible means it'll be visible for the online client, so your clients can see it. If you want to hide it until you're done, then just leave that unchecked. And then I won't cover registration fees in this video, but if you check this, whatever registration fees you've set up for that particular season, they'll have to pay for the registration fee, like $15. We have siblings and multiple multiple registration fees per family. So anyways, now that's all done. So I'm going to go back now to classes and finally create a class, because once I have everything set up pretty good, I can go through and create classes really fast. So, give it a genre, ballet, give it a level. Maybe that's still beginners and program. Do we have, I don't know, probably it would be good to have an adult or children's program, but I don't have that right now. I forgot that. And then maybe it's at this location or room A. For ballet 102, they have to be at least 5 years old and maybe not more than 17. I don't know. And we can have a maximum of 99. That would be great. Okay. Big room. And then the payment method. If you're a ballet, tap, and jazz school, most likely you want to use a billing schedule. I'll go into the sales items type classes nearer to the end of the video, which would be good for ballroom studios or yoga, pole fit, these sort of things, fitness. So, but I'll give it a price of maybe it's going to be $80 per month, and I'll give it a billing schedule of monthly. And this is a feature that I have turned on right now. I'm not going to use it, but you could add a prerequisite like you have to require ballet. Well, I don't have, yeah, you might have to require beginning ballet in order to be in the class. I'm not going to add that right now, but there can be requirements. And then online registration open, and I have to select an instructor. I don't have any cool instructor names, but Don and Min will do for now. And then let's see what else we have. I'll go ahead and save the changes, and then I have a new class. And what it's going to do is it's going to say that I need to add schedules. You can see here it says class schedules are not added. So it's very important now. I'm going to click on the multi-schedules button to add multiple schedules, not single times. And in this case, just for simplicity, I'm going to use the date range of the season I created, which is 2019, and I'll say, it's going to be every Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. Until 6, and it's going to be during this date range, and you're going to see it's going to create, I believe, about 52 schedules, and that'll be a done deal. Yeah. So I think if I now look on what was that Thursday on the calendar, I'm going to see that we have this class that I created. I believe it's this one here every Thursday. Yep. So, that's 2020. But I'll go back to into the, there it is. Yeah, the 5 o'clock class is the intermediate class. Yeah. And you can see here that we have, we can add students to the class here. So I've created a class, so you can go through and create lots of classes. Now, I did promise that I would discuss sales items, and I've already created one here, but I'll go ahead and do a new one. And for sales items, maybe I'm going to make we'll do I don't know, jazz summer series, and I'll do a genre of jazz, a level of intermediate maybe, and program. For now, I'll use this, and then could be adult, and then I'll choose some location. Students, since they're adult, maybe they have to be at least 16 up until 99, and hopefully we have some 99-year-olds still dancing. And then the payment method I'm now going to choose as sales items, and that's about it. I need to do an instructor. You can see his pay rate here. There's a place in the program we can cover in another video where you can change that. And the default value. So now again, schedules aren't assigned. So let me just assign some schedules to this thing. And maybe if it were a summer season, obviously it would be a lot shorter. But for simplicity of this video, I'm just going to set some arbitrary time of 3 o'clock every, not a.m., 3 o'clock p.m. Every Tuesday, and save it, and we'll have about 52 schedules added for this class. But I'm not done, because if it's a sales item type class, somehow we got 53 sales item type class, we're going to need to make it where they can buy like a 5 group class pack. So maybe we can do there's a 4 class. We could I could make new ones, but the 5 group class pack, I'll add selected and save changes. And now if someone wants to buy that class, they have the choice of that sales item. If I wanted to give them 2 options, I don't think these prices really agree with each other. But if there were 2 options, I could save this, and they could buy either the 4 class or the 5 class, and they would be in the class. So this should be enough for you to go in and create lots of classes. We're always happy to talk to you and help you do other things in the program, but this is usually the starting point for classes. Once you have these classes set up, I'll go to this what was it, the beginner ballet class that we just set up, and go into the enroll students, for example. No, I don't want to clone. I hit the wrong button. If I want, let me just go into the class details. It's a little easier. And I'll go into the students, and if I want to start putting some students in the classes, I can do it here. I can just search for some student's name, like Alice. She's in all my demo classes. And select a season, and she's on the billing schedule of monthly, and I'll add her to the class. If you're going to be using global tuition, where you have like 150 students and 50 classes. You add them all to the classes, and then later you come back and run global tuition, and it will put the charges on their accounts all at once each month. So that's kind of convenient. So that's for another video. So I think I've covered everything